What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bugs DCS Cruise. For this one, I had another cool little idea in mind. It's going to trying out a few other mods that I have installed in DCS. I will leave a link to those down in the description of this video. They are going to be two separate mods, so definitely go check them out. Let's see what we could do with them. And what those are is we're going to do a little bit of an FCLP, or a field carrier landing practice exercise, out of Al Dafra Air Force Base. So we're going to take off out of Al Manad. We'll fly out a couple of miles. Just remember how to work the old TOMCAT again, get a little comfortable in her, and then we'll bring her on down. We'll do a couple of touch and goes like we would be doing on the boat, and we'll see what happens. So once we unpause, I'll show you guys the setup we have over at Al Dafra, and then we'll jump back into the cockpit of the TOMCAT, and we'll get on out of here and go do what we have to do. Okay, so here we go, guys. So you guys could see the carrier landing box at the end of the, or partway through the runway. Then we have the two foul lines for the end, just so you know what the end of it is. And then right here, we have the iFlaws trailer, or iFoils, whatever you guys want to call it. So you guys could see that it is, let me zoom into it a little bit more. So as I move the mouse, you can see it's going red, where we have to be, and then we're way high. So we'll see how that works. I don't know if I have it set the correct distance, but this should be fun nonetheless. I haven't tried these mods out yet. Like I said, there are two separate ones, so let's see what happens with them. Alright, we're just going to set the tack hand up for where we gotta go, and then we'll get the rest of the TOMCAT set up and we'll get out of here. Alright, there we go, guys. 65 miles out. That's what we gotta be. Alright. Should set everything up the rest of the way. Alright. Let's get out of here. And I am flying with my old Warthog throttle again tonight, guys, so the Moza one came off last night. It was a whole lot of fun with that thing. It's going to be hard to top that now, so we'll see what happens. But I am still fortunate enough to have the haptic suit, or a tack suit, or a haptic vest, and wristlets, whatever you guys want to call them, for a little bit, so that's pretty cool. I am using those right now. Alright guys, we're all set, ready to go, so... Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go guys, power's coming on. Alright, let's just head over the coast, and then we'll work our way over towards South Africa. Let's see what we can do. And if I'm saying that wrong, forgive me. I'm not too familiar with a lot of these names, but I do try. And we are going to want to come in off the coast for the FCLP setup. Alright guys, just hang out, enjoy the sounds of the almighty TOMCAT, and I'll chime in back with you guys once we get a little bit closer. So enjoy these sounds and these sights. Alright guys, I'm back with you. We're within 10 miles of where we gotta be, so we're gonna do a pass overhead and just get a good idea as to what's where, and then we'll drop our gear and we'll configure ourselves for landing. There's the airport right there, or the airbase rather. Should be on the left runway. Yep, there she is. Alright guys. Let's see what we could do here. The only difference with this and the carrier is the carrier moves. This does not. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's see what we can do here, guys, if I don't screw this up. We're gonna leave our hook up. There's no arresting wires, so...
feet. 100.
Nope, no good. Damn, no good. We would have just ate the ass under the boat if that was the carrier. Alright, let's try that again. We touched down nice and gently, but not really what I was looking for. I think my flaps are stuck also, guys. That's not good. isn't ideal, but I'm just gonna have to deal with that one for a little bit. Alright, here we go. Let's try this again. Oh shit, that's the taxiway. Come on, bugs. Let's see if we can maybe correct this. I don't...
200 feet.
Yeah, we would have gotten a wave off immediately for that stunt, if you can call it that. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see. Here we go, here we go. Down. And power. That's actually a lot trickier than you'd think it is, guys. Huh. Okay, well then let's try that again. That was better than the first time. But minus me lining up on the taxiway like a doof. But it happens. I have seen worse. Alright, let's try for another one, see what we can do with that. It's pretty cool. I like this mod, actually. It would be so much better if they were actually arresting wires. That would be totally awesome. If I knew anything about how to create mods for DCS, I would so jump on that, but I have no idea. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's not line up on the effing taxiway this time, buds. Alright, here we go. This is totally different than doing this around the boat. That is for sure.
300.
This is totally different.
Man, the CO will bust our balls for that again.
No, that might have been a bolter, but it worked. Alright, let's just bring this thing around for a full stop. And I honestly shouldn't even pay attention to see if the foils trailer worked. That's alright. It is a small light, so it is a little difficult to see, to be fair, but let me see if we'll try this again in the evening at some point, or dusk or something. Let's see what we can do with it. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Not today, Tomcat, not today. Ooh, that was close. That was not at all but a pretty landing or a by-the-book landing, but it is a landing that we walked away from, so I'll give it that. Let's see if we can float past this iFlaws trailer really quick. There she is. Alright, so here's the landing box, guys. Let's not... Alright. Alright, let's get the wings folded up right quick here, guys. I don't think they're going to go any further than that because they're stuck flat, but that's alright. Alright, so here's the carrier landing box. You just saw the foul ones right there. And there's the iFlaws trailer. Let's see if we can get it to see. We'll see if we can see any lights coming off it. You should be able to, yeah. So you got the green lights on the side of it. Then you got the meeple in the middle and the rest of the lights on it. So it does work, but it is a small little trailer compared to the actual system on the carrier, so I'll give it that. But all in all, two very cool mods. If you want the experience of the carrier, but you don't have the modules, then you can download these two free mods and place them at any airport that you want and have at it. It's not bad. Alright, let's just get the old turkey off the runway. And that will do it for this one, guys. Alright, guys. Well, two totally cool mods. I appreciate that we have them. I wish there was a way that we can come up with the resting wires to add to that to make the perfect trifecta, but maybe one day we'll get that. I don't know. I wish I knew how to do modding for this, but I really don't. But that's okay. Links to the mod downloads in the video description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. And until the next sortie, strap in, arm up the seat, and keep flying.